Yo, what up? I went to UC Berkeley from 2020 to 2023. I graduated last year, so I've been like a real adult for the past year and a half now. For like 6 months after I graduated, I did live at home and work remotely. In December of last year, I moved across the country to Seattle and now have like a real big boy job and have been really doing the adult thing for real. I have my own health insurance and dental and vision and 401k. I've been thinking a lot lately about my life in Seattle and how that compares to what it was like back in college and some of the pros and cons that happen after you graduate from college related to adulthood. Pro number 1, work doesn't come home. Oh, thank God. In college, there is no work-life balance. There is no separation. You go to class and then you come home and you still have to do projects and homework and study. And it doesn't matter if it's projects you have to do from 7 to 10 p.m. on a weeknight or a test you have to study for over the weekend. There's always something related to work, always something that can be done for school where there feels like there's no separation in your life between school and living. With post-grad life, I have my set hours at work. I come home, I get to rot on this couch and not think about work. I get paid vacation time, PTO. Having no homework really rocks. It's pretty awesome. It's really nice to have that detachment between your working hours and the time that is just for you. Now, con number 1 is that I can't just decide not to work today. I desperately miss those days in college where I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna work today. I don't have anything due tomorrow. I'm just gonna lay in bed and like relax and take a recovery day because I can chill and I can choose to do that. Or even being able to be like, oh, it's 11 a.m. on a Tuesday and I wanna go grab a coffee. Take an hour or two to myself and just hang out and I'll work later tonight. I can't do those things anymore. I can't just get a haircut at any time of the day. All of your personal time is collapsed into the few hours after work and the hour or two in the morning before you go to work. And that really sucks. That sucks so bad. By having these set hours where everything gets done, sure, I can like totally separate my evening life, but also sometimes I just need a break and there is no breaks. Some jobs definitely are more difficult than others. My very first job out of college was easy peasy. Work-life balance was going crazy. I could go get my 11 a.m. coffee if I wanted, but today, now at my new job in Seattle, oh my God, it is so rigorous and very challenging. And I can't imagine myself with this level of rigor 10 years down the road. There's no way. I want to vibe and chill and take my kids to soccer practice. You know what I mean? So perhaps for some people, this would not be a con relevant to them. But for me, oh my God. Pro number 2 is money. Thank God you're finally getting paid for all the work you're doing. All of that effort, you're seeing your returns for that, and it's great. You have so much more freedom and flexibility to just buy stupid little things that make you happy. In college, thinking about rationing my work pay or my internship pay for rent and living expenses like throughout the year or the next semester gave you less freedom to buy the silly little things that you would like to buy. And now that I'm getting paid for the work I'm doing, it feels great. Like it feels really good. But con number 2, the pressure on you increases after you graduate college. Things feel more serious. In college, your biggest concern is getting a bad grade, not doing well in a class, etc. And these things feel so real in the moment. And then you graduate and you're getting your first apartment and your biggest concern is, hopefully I don't lose my job. That is the concern. There's also a lot more social pressure once you graduate from college. When you're in college, there's not too many social pressures on things like having a lot of roommates or maybe not being able to go out to eat all the time. Or if you're living with your parents in college, like that's totally chill. And then you graduate college and you feel all these extra expectations. Suddenly it's, why haven't you moved out of your parents' place? Or do you have your dream job straight out of college in the field that you were studying, making a shit ton of money? And you're not always going to live up to these expectations that people have, but they're there and they can be stressful until you learn how to deal with them. So there's definitely new social pressures once you graduate, and also the stakes feel a lot higher, especially if you are single and you're kind of doing it all by yourself. The pressures increase. Pro number 3, simple, easy. You have so much more control over your life once you graduate. Because you have graduated, you hopefully have your own job, you're starting to make money, perhaps you have moved out. You have so much more control. You can dictate the things that are happening in your life. No longer do parents or family decide what you can and cannot do, how they will help support you or not through these collegiate times. You have the control. Of course, there are limits to this. I do not have the control to simply go get a coffee at 11 a.m. if I want to. But in other ways, you get to decide so much more for yourself without the prying judgment of others. You're not going to tell me how to spend my money. I'm going to do it how I want to do it. But con number 3 is that the barriers also grow a lot higher when you graduate. You have a lot of control over the things in your life. But when you're graduating, you also have a lot more freedom and flexibility to set up your life in whichever direction you want to go that you won't have once you get started. For example, if you think back to graduating high school at 18, you pretty much have nothing keeping you where you're at. Your options are almost endless. You can move out to college or go get a job or leave your hometown and take a car out west or out east or whatever and try something new. There's not a lot of things keeping you in your hometown because most people are leaving. There's no reason to stay. And that gives you the freedom to go anywhere and do anything. When you graduate college, much of the same process happens again. I feel that it was a little bit less dramatic because in high school, pretty much everyone is leaving. Whereas when you graduate college, a lot of people will stay in the area of the college they were going to. That's where they find work and they start to build their lives and stay with their friends. But you still have a lot of freedom and flexibility to apply to jobs across the country and move wherever you would like once you get said job. There's very little strings attached to that one place. So you graduate, you move wherever you want to move, you get your job, you sit down and you start to build these social connections and these work connections. And I feel that the barriers to moving or to starting over get higher, right? Because now you need to have a certain amount of income to afford your lifestyle, and that income is derived from your job, which is in a specific place. And sure, you can change jobs and maybe move across the country to do so, but there's a lot more friction because now all of your friends are in the same city and they're not really moving all at once like they did in graduating high school or college. Things start to keep you in one place. Relationship, kids, growing higher in your career. There's all of these forces that are slowly keeping you in this comfort space. And I feel the start of that with my life. I really, really like Seattle. I don't intend or want to move for a while, but it's interesting how in high school, graduating high school and graduating college, there was so much freedom to start your life anywhere, to move to that big city, to find a job wherever you're interested in. And once you sort of get set up, the barriers quickly start to rise as you find friends and you crave stability and you're tired of moving across the country all the time. That has been a unique occurrence. So that's what I've been thinking about a lot lately when it comes to college life versus adulting, career, corporate baddie life. I feel that I am 6 months to a year out from having a total quarter life crisis over how the routine is the same every day, and it will be for the next 40 years. So this is coming for me. The crisis is coming. But right now, I'm chill. I'm vibing. I remember being in college and thinking to myself, God, I cannot wait to graduate. I'm so done with college. I feel like I've mastered this. I can't do this anymore. I just really didn't like it. And now I have graduated and I feel a lot happier with where things are. And it is a lot different in good ways and bad. That is what I hope to communicate. If you've recently graduated, let me know. What are you thinking about how it's going? And if you are graduating soon, then good luck to you. It's an interesting market to graduate in. Anyways, cheers. Goodbye. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend.